Alrighty, welcome back guys to another episode of Houseplant Hospital, and today's patient, we have a pot full of sticks. This is pretty much a reality, unfortunately. What we have here is, that I'm not joking, that's all there is to it. This is a Croton, full name Codiaeum Mrs. Iceton, I think, and this turned up a few weeks ago and it was in a worse state than it is now, can you believe? I mean, this is quite a substantial, this is a 21-inch pot, I think it's quite a substantial plant. And the stems here that now just look like dead sticks, which is the case, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 7 to 10 individual stems here. And the reality of it now is there is one living stem. It is the thickest stem, but I must be honest with you, when this turned up, I didn't particularly have a lot of desire to do something with it. I was almost ready to throw it in the bin. There was very little leaves left. They were all very unhappy. Every single leaf had a problem. And even what leaves were here, I was not over enamored with the color and the variegation of the leaves anyway. I mean, Crotons are beautiful. There are some Crotons that are absolutely stunning and I love them. The deep oranges and the differences in the colors are amazing. This one I'm thinking not particularly nice. Now, having said that, obviously there's only about 4 or 5 leaves on the plant in the first place. And if this was a fully recovered, fully developed Croton, not only would it probably be 50 to 60 pounds, which is no small amount of money, there's probably a good chance there would be quite a few different colors and maybe the overall impression would be a much nicer plant. Yeah, so as always, I struggle just to give up on a plant. So I'm giving it a go and it has responded luckily. There is some new growth here, several new leaves coming through. So I think this will bush up quite nicely. The only thing I'm concerned about is getting lower growth down here because these are all dead. I can't see this bushing up. So it might be just a top heavy plant rather than something that usually when you buy it in this size has foliage all the way down. Maybe we'll develop it into some sort of lollipop style thing here, but it may look quite nice. The issue I had really was the leaves just did not look attractive, but we're going to give it a chance. Every plant deserves a chance to live as far as I'm concerned, and it is coming back very happily with a lot of new growth. And there's actually, out of this one main stem, there's 1, 2, 3, and this one's just starting to break into life, 4 stems. So they're placed in enough balance where it should be able to look like a balanced plant rather than just, you know, a few straggly stems. There's one on this side and it's the biggest one, so it's probably going to produce the most foliage. One towards the back, one in the middle and one towards the edge. So advantageously they are all spaced out evenly and I think there's a reasonable chance of it coming back to looking like a reasonable plant. So we'll have to see, but it is pushing on. There's a little bit of new growth which has curled up here, but I think it just got a little bit too cold one night over in my porch where I'm keeping it at the moment. The temperatures on the coldest nights do dip down, and because it was really small, fresh new growth, it suffered a little bit. The rest of it's fine, and the other new growth is pushing through. So I think this is going to be okay, and I'm looking forward to how it's going to look with all the new leaves. It may be that the new leaves are going to come back and look stunning, and mixed in with all these other ones, it's going to be really nice. So it's kind of going to be a bit of a mystery to see how it all turns out. If they all look like this, it's going to be meh. It's going to be quite an average looking plant, but you never know. The potential of Croton, I don't know. The potential of them is to look stunning. So you never know. Fingers crossed. It might be one that I was thinking about giving away and it might turn into a beautiful plant. So we'll have to see. Not sure about these. The way you can tell when a stem is no longer with us is they tend to be very dry and woody. So if you're not sure, start from the top and start cutting down. And if it's all dry wood, then it's dead anyway. You may as well bring it back. I've got to cut these back further, but I've left a bit of length on them just in case there was some life that would sprout from the bottom. But after a few weeks now, there's not much chance of that, I don't think. But, you know, I'm still remaining hopeful. I think this could be quite a nice plant, and given the fact that something in this plant size is 50 to 60 pounds, it's worth saving, because if we can get it back to its former glory and get it into a really decent type of foliage plant, then, you know, it's worth a lot of money. Not that I would sell it, but you know what I mean. It's going to be a valuable plant for free, as always, because these come to me basically dead or half dead, or very nearly dead, and so it's kind of fun to try and bring them back to life and give them everything I can, and yeah, usually it works. You haven't seen what's coming up next week. I do have one which I think, even if I had a lot of help, might not come back. So we'll see about that one. Make sure you're subscribed to hear more about that. But in the meantime, this Croton's going to get the best chance it can. It's obviously a massive pot. It's got a lot of roots, which means it should have a reasonable amount of energy, which is always in its favour, considered not that much leafage going on at the moment. So we'll leave it there for now. I will give you an update on this Croton and keep you posted about how we're getting on. But for the moment, that's all for this one. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and give it a like if you found this video useful, interesting, entertaining. I don't know. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you very soon.